This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
So shkoyach everyone for being here. Yeah. So you know this Purim is like Yom Kippur. David Shlomo gave, that was the other shmuz he gave before that. David Shlomo gave the shmuz, right? That Purim is even bigger than Yom Kippur. Purim is even
right, because I'm Yom Kippur. You can't drink.
That's right. Good point, David Shlomo. Yes, good point. Saying why Purim is bigger than Yom Kippur. He says Yom Kippur you can't drink. Okay, I hear. Good. So this guy is walking to. This guy is walking to Nila, not to Nila, to Kol Nidre, and somebody tells him, you're saying Hashamnu Begadnu, and you're such a tzaddik, you never did an Aveira, and it could be Seshal v'brach levatala.
That's why you said
so that's why you had to do it.
I almost think like Moshe. Sometimes.
Right, great men think alike. I know. So they told him, you're gonna do tshuva now, and you masker Shem Shemayim on the tshuva. If you never did an Aveira, it's a shayla v'brach levatala.
Trust me.
Right.
7 people.
So what you could do is you'll have to do an Aveira in order to make sure that it's not a brach levatala. So he said it's right.
I got that covered.
So, but with this person, so he said it's right before Yom Kippur. How do I do an Aveira now? Where in the world am I going to do an Aveira? How am I going to do an Aveira? So they said, you go up to that guy over there and just punch him in the nose. That's all. So it's okay. Muzman. So he walks up and he knocks on the door. And here, out of the blue, bam! You know what I mean?
You do an Avera just so that you don't make a bracha of a Torah. Does that actually mean that you're actually doing an Avera?
It actually makes no sense. But this guy was a little whatever. Obviously, he wasn't. Yes,
he was the Balatola. I mean, not the Balatola.
Right. So he punches the guy. He gives the guy a punch in the face. I don't know what hit him, and he walks out. Baruch Hashem. But then the guy that got punched, his shviger sticks his head out of the window, and she goes, "You don't know what a mitzvah you just did." He goes, "Oh no, right? It's Shrek, Even when he tries to do an Aveira, he blew it. You know what I mean? Okay, so Lamaisa, there's an Indian that it needs a lot of Rachmei Shemayim. My 3G phone, they told me that it's limited. They told me that it's limited. In another couple of days, it's going out. It's going to be totally going out. I have a picture of Reb Shaila Garcia. That's going to stay, I hope. Mm-hmm. But the phone, as of the phone...
Speaking about inflation.
Right. So I can still use it for like the calculator or whatever. Or sometimes when you don't want to talk to somebody who's using them on the phone, then it's still good for that. Right. It'll be good for other things, right. But, so the truth is that I like 3G. I like 3G. I like 3G. The reason I like 3G is because... first of all, it's l'shem shemayim. They say the 5G phones are mixing up the planes. That's what they say. The airlines don't want to let the 5G because it's going to interfere in the pilot.
That's why you have to wear masks on
right.
the plane.
That's why you have to wear masks on the plane shouldn't be the pilot, right?
No, that's why you need to have a shot.
Right. You remember years ago they wouldn't let you come into a hospital with a cell phone because they said it messes up the EKGs. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's they said. You know what I mean?
But they blamed it on COVID.
Yeah, that's before COVID. A cell phone hospital. Shut that cell phone right now. You know what I mean? I used to think my cell phone is open in the hospital. The stethoscopes will start flying in the air. Nurses' clipboards will open up. The papers will fly all over the place. The cleaning carts will turn into like self-driving things and fly over the hospital. Who knows what could happen when you... now, all the patients have cell phones. Doctors record their things as if it didn't exist. Like for years, you weren't allowed to have a cell phone in the hospital. And people were sick. And, no, cell phone, it's dangerous, it interferes.
Speaking about having patients, the only people who shouldn't have patients...
Who was talking about patients? I was talking about patients. Okay, yes.
Speaking about patients...
Yes, the only people who shouldn't have patients.
The only people who shouldn't have patients are the doctors.
Uh-huh. We're going to need some better wine over here because we have to lift the level of the... Okay, I hear you. And then a nechte getuga, they never got into the way of doctors. So now they're saying, remember people were scared cell phones is going to fry your brain.
Also, Y2K
Could be it does.
was,
We just don't
No,
count.
Y2K.
Y2K was
going
going
to do with the fun.
Right.
something else.
So now they're saying even this thing that the 5G was going to mess up the airlines, that's also exaggerated. That's also exaggerated. Okay. So, but here's my thing. So
they have Wi-Fi on the plane. So.
But
Right.
5G will mess up the weather satellites.
weather satellites, it's going to start raining more.
No, the weather satellites are
gonna be
not going to be able
3G.
to predict when there's going to be rain.
They weren't doing a very good job till now. So
Yeah, they're
right.
going to be doing an even
Right.
worse
Look
job.
at this week's
maybe it'll
weather.
change it.
It's a
Yes.
50%
Well,
chance
the
of
last
rain.
3 weeks. No, the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks. With
Sunday.
everything else before.
Summer, Monday, winter, Tuesday.
So today, but they kept threatening that the 3G is
and I
going
fell
out.
on Wednesday.
Right. But they kept threatening that the 3G is going out. They kept threatening the 3G is going out. And I said, it's not going out. It's fine. So today I tried to make a call.
On 3G?
Yeah. It goes straight to the company. And I get on and they say, well, you know that the 3G phones are going off, right? I said, well, it's working now. I'm talking to you, right? So they said, well, I said, can you give me another week?
Only time you get good customer service.
Right. Can you give me another week so I get another device, whatever? They said, okay, we'll give you another week. Okay, we'll just shut the phone, open it, you'll have another week. Okay? So, I have menuchas nefesh, right? 2 seconds later, beep, beep. Can you please fill out, on a scale of 1 to 10, were you extremely satisfied with our service? Not so satisfied with our service? Okay, extremely satisfied with your service. Goodbye. Beep, beep. What now? How would you rate the ability of the representative to fix your problem? On a scale of 1 to 10. 10. Okay, next. 2 seconds later,
But you
beep,
have to
beep.
press like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Something like that. How would, again, leave me alone. How would you relate the ability you have to solve your issues? So finally, I yelled into the phone. I don't know if anybody was listening. I said, the representative was fine. My 3G phone is fine. Your satisfaction polls are driving me up a straight wall. Then I said to myself like this, that maybe, just maybe, hello, shalom aleichem. Hello.
These are the hijacked friends.
Have a seat, guys.
Shalom aleichem, yes.
Leave it open.
So I said, maybe, just maybe, we should stop judging ourselves and the people around us. Maybe that's the whole thing, right? We're so busy, we satisfying this person, is that person satisfying us? Genikschein. You know what I mean? So think about the last Purims, right? Purim Tavshin Pei was pre-COVID. I don't know what we were doing.
That's why it was called Tushin Day.
That's what's called Tavshin Pei, right?
We started with Parnasa.
Why?
No, pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, right? It's Gematria pre-COVID, right?
No, the pay is pre-COVID.
Right. Pei Aleph was in the middle of COVID, right?
Pay Emza.
Pei. Explanations will come after this year. That's Pei Bays, right? Just this year. So we have the largest military conflict since World War II. Simmering tensions, United States and China. Never mind what's going on by this table. The geopolitical tensions that are threatening the world economy, right? And think about what happened from last Purim to this Purim.
Yom Purim Zeh, Yom Purim.
Right. We impeached the president 6 times, right? Turned over the Capitol. As a matter of fact, it looks like some people over here were there by the Capitol saying anti-us. Moshe, we didn't see you on the camera. Okay. Moshe doesn't like when he wears the long payas and the big streimel and the struckers and the vasazaken. Moshe doesn't want to be on camera then. That's, I think. Right. Yes. Okay. So you have to kind of wonder.
Oh, you can't now. It's Corona.
So you have to kind of wonder. You have to kind of wonder what's going to happen from now till next Purim. So maybe we should record this for next year. David Shlomo.
Yeah.
What do you predict from now till next Purim? What do you
Hopefully
think?
Mashiach. If not, I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
I won't shift today.
Moshe, what do you predict from now till next Purim?
If I would say what I predict, that Biden look like a fool.
Zachariah, what do you predict
We
from?
know that we can't predict.
Okay, what do you predict from now till next Purim, Zachariah?
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is going to be like a nice flat grassy meadow.
You think so? Hope not. Okay, maybe it'll go to Eretz Yisrael. Yes. What did you say first name? David. David, any prediction from now till next year? What do you think from now till next Purim? Shiach. Okay. Any,
You're qualified.
anyone else? Yes.
We want Mashiach.
Yes, Yossi, go ahead.
To come today, not
Communist
tomorrow.
revolution.
Communist revolution. That we already have with the Democrat. Right.
I have the best answer for Mazel Tzayin.
Okay. So we want Mashiach. Listen, you have to ask for Mashiach. You can't just, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we don't want to wait, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we don't want to wait.
Chaim.
So maybe like the reason we,
Dry wine.
maybe the reason, okay,
He's
No,
going
the-
to open another one.
you know, the Chassidish fellow walked into the bar and he wanted to sound cool. He said, no, instead of saying mashka, he said, I forgot what he said.
After drinking so much.
I asked
Oh,
him-
he went to the bar. He asked them for something to drink.
he
He
said
walked into the bar and he said,
he wants a
ouch.
Bloody Mary something. So the guy asked him dry. He said no, fear. He said four. He wants four. Okay.
Oh, I get it.
So I think one
Yeah, that's right.
one of the nice things about the whole nice, can't say nice, but like a silver lining in the cloud with this whole Ukraine story is that
Is Uman gonna happen this year?
what?
Is Uman gonna happen this year?
Yeah,
see,
now,
we'll see.
now, putting a bin one too.
Yeah, you put them there, you put them
No,
there.
the new yarmulke. גם אני ואומן, פוטין, גם אני ואומן.
He said they didn't know where to put it, so he's like, I'm putting it over here, I'm putting it over there.
Putin going to Uman also this year.
Is just the Yidden that are working together. Yidden that are working together. Okay? You have Satmar and you have Chabad and you have Stalin and you have Breslov and you have... And everyone is just... There's just a combined action of saving lives. There's like mechitzas are falling. Moshe, do you agree?
Wow.
Can you pay attention, please? No,
I had to win.
no yeah, I know you're supervising. I'm
He
sorry.
pays tolls, but not attention.
Good, they're working with them.
I said all the organizations
Yeah.
on all sides of everyone's working together with Mesiras Nefesh to save people.
Yeah, it's amazing, by the way. Yeah.
No, I think it's a Mar de Gazach. Maybe this is the key to Geula. Maybe this is what it takes, right?
המציא אחד נפש בישראל, בנו עולם שלם.
Huh?
המציא נפש אחד בישראל,
מי
בנו עולם
שנותן
שלם.
נפש אחד מישראל.
So one way or another, it's going to
He's
happen.
involved.
One way or another, it's going to happen. The shaila is whether it's going to happen
Maybe it's Kibbutz,
in
but
our
also-
lives. But that's up to us, okay? So this guy was telling, I was speaking to somebody in one of the organizations. He says that we're getting food from a yid that's nearby for his group. I said, what's called nearby? He said he's 10 hours away.
Wow.
He said he's 10 hours away. That's called nearby. How far is Chicago from here?
And flight?
It's next
Flight?
month.
So imagine I said,
Flight or
okay,
drive?
drive.
Drive?
No, it's next
days?
month. It's next month.
Next month.
Chicago?
10 hours?
זה LA.
10 hours? 8 hours?
No. Chicago is LA.
Really? No, מה פתאום?
Illinois.
Chicago,
It's
Chicago.
Midwest.
LA is
A
LA.
little more than 10 hours.
Chicago's the middle.
Chicago
Chicago's the
Chicago,
middle.
I'm back. I drove through the snowstorm.
How
Right
much?
back,
How
straight back.
far away is Chicago from you?
How
I don't know.
far?
I left 2 o'clock.
Chicago's
in the
How far-
afternoon.
how far
I
is it
got
with-
back,
How far is it
Friday.
without a
Now
snowstorm?
the other.
Without a snowstorm, I can't tell.
Yosef Rubinov did it in the
מה
snowstorm.
פתאום?
Really?
LA.
How far was it
Chicago's
with the
right in middle.
snowstorm?
Baltimore.
With the
Yeah,
snowstorm.
Baltimore.
I left-
Baltimore is closer to
Not
New
in the
York.
afternoon, but like 12 o'clock maybe. And,
I
well,
thought
at
Chicago
4
was
o'clock in the
next-
morning, I
it's an
had
hour
to
and a
stop
half from
because it was
Vegas.
just too tired. My eyes were closing.
Now and away from Vegas
And
plane.
the snow was coming down like crazy.
Wow,
so
it's
I
good thing you
stopped.
stopped.
So,
I stopped
I-
in just some
I think
some
you guys
random.
know
But imagine the idea. Wait, okay, so I have a year 10 hours away, so we connect because we're the closest yid. It's that much you hit the chap. The two yidden we're connecting because they're the closest yidden, but they're 10 hours in between. Like there's one yid in Chicago, I'm connecting with him. Do you understand what's going on here? And that's how they're saving people's lives and providing food.
By the way, I heard
If you leave now, 14 and a half hours.
Okay.
To Chicago?
it's very interesting that
Okay.
I heard a story that
Yes,
that, like,
yes.
not too long ago.
I heard a story not too long ago, yes.
I heard a story that not too long ago, if you had on your
This is getting
passport,
complicated. Yes,
that you're Jew, then forget about it.
right. What did
Now
you,
that-
what you forgot about what then?
You forget about everything.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But now they say that if you have that you're a Jew, those are the only people that could get out of.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Get out from
A
work.
lot of these people, mamish, don't have
Yeah, of
passports.
course, to go to Israel.
A lot,
I know.
Because of that.
a lot of these people, mamish, don't have passports. Don't have passports.
Right.
Today they don't need passport to leave Ukraine if you're Jewish.
So
That's what I was trying to say.
We know that.
If you want to fight, you can go to Ukraine.
What?
I was thinking.
If you want to go kill yourself, you can jump out of the roof.
Yeah, Moshe, before you go up to the roof,
Kill
Chas
yourself.
v'shalom. That's why Achashverosh was king from where? From which country to which country? From Haidu till
right next to each other.
Haidu till Kush, right?
Yeah, right
So
next
some
to
say
each
right
other.
next to each other. He was king over the
Yeah.
entire world.
But that's why in the end of the Megillah it says Kush, it says, I don't know.
No, that's how we know he's a chassid. He say, "Oh, you do," and then he gives the signal.
Oh, I heard that when I was in second grade.
That's why.
How do we know that
That's why it says in
Achashverosh
Gemara.
daven smart? Because first he said Haidu, then he kissed the tzitzis by Baruch Shama. It's amazing. Mamish remember my second grade Rebbe saying that. Had a very profound impact on me. Yes. Yes. Okay? So the bottom line is that all these people were told, grab a bag and run. Imagine if you were told, Chas v'shalom. Imagine you were told, that's it. You got to get out of your house. You're never going to see it again. You're never going to see your city again. Run for your lives. You have 5 minutes to pack up a bag this big. That's it. Try to think about it.
Why to think about it? If it's happened, it's happened. If it didn't happen, why worry about it?
What would you take, Moshe?
I don't know, my feelings.
Your tefillin, yes. Your
Tefillin and my
tefillin.
Tanya.
Yes.
That's
Your
it.
Tanya. Your what?
Tiny from the Rabbi.
No.
Passports?
No. Feeling.
I'll take myself,
Cell
that's for
phone.
sure. One thing is I'll take.
No,
First
I'm
the
not
phone,
taking myself.
right.
Myself go with me. I don't.
No, me.
That's
I didn't
the
take
same.
myself.
They wanted Tzala
Not
wanted to make
myself, phone, myself.
I don't
Tzala,
take myself. He goes.
yeah, Tzala wanted to make sure that you don't leave babies in cars in the hot weather, which is very dangerous. They came up with an eitzah. They said, put your phone next to the baby. So you won't forget your phone. So mainly you won't forget the baby also. Wow. See what kind of world we live in? Right? The baby you'll forget, but the phone you won't forget. So now, here's my analogy. Imagine they got these buses, they got people out of Kiev the last minute, and they're driving 10 hours and bombs are falling all over and they have to get to a dangerous border. Now imagine they're telling a guy, grab your bag, get onto the bus. We have a chance to leave right now. There's a security come out. We have before they're closing the city. You're going to be stuck here. It's going to rain down bombs on you. Move. And the guy says, I'm not getting on the bus unless my mother-in-law admits that she was wrong about what she said to the aunt by the wedding. She's going to get onto the bus. No, I'm a matter of principle. So he's there in principle with the bombs falling all around him, right? So this is where we are in the world. We got to get things together. Right? It's time that we stop carrying baggage, whatever your baggage is, and it's time to move on. I got to grab a little bag and move on. You know, this head counselor that he made the shtick with his camp, one kid came off the bus carrying 60 pounds of rotten potatoes. The whole camp is going, who's this kid? And he says it was just a mushel, right? Because everyone comes into camp. No, I don't want to be with him because last year he did this. And the mother calls up and says, no, my son is not going to be with that head counselor because everyone's carrying potatoes on their back. Drop the potatoes. Take a little bag and move on, right? We got to move on. Mashiach is coming. So I spoke to my son today. I had a hard tinnitus today. I don't know. And I was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, well, it was hard. And I spoke to my son in Eretz Yisrael. He says, okay, I just had my cake and coffee. He said the tinnitus is over. I said, no, it's not. It's 3 o'clock. Yeah, but us, it's... So I said, you know, as difficult as things are, the tinnitus is really over. It's really Mashiach Zeiten. Yeah. Just our job is to get on the bus. Says the Zera Shimshon. What does it mean, Misham Yikabetzcha? From a person's lowest point. I messed up relationships so bad, there's no way in the world I can straighten it out. No. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, get on the bus. Get on the bus. So what's the last words in the Megillah? Megillah's Esther, that is. Shoshanas Yaakov. Okay, choice A, Shoshanas Yaakov. What are the last words in the Megillah? Anybody? L'chol zaroi. V'dover shalom. L'chol zaroi, right? So, I think the Al Shach HaKadosh says, Mordechai HaTzadik had many enemies. Right, 180 days he threatened people don't go to the Suda. Oh, bug off, come on. Then he himself was by the Suda. Everyone asked the Kasha, what was he doing by the Suda himself, right? Well, he was there in a different role, right? Then he goes, he's starting up at Haman. He's not bowing down to him. They're saying, Mordechai, bow down to the guy. What are you doing? Right? A lot of people are very upset at him. And then he was a Rabbi of little kids. You always get people upset at you when you're a Rabbi of little kids, right? And even after he became the Mishnah Lamelech, part of the Sanhedrin, it says we're angry at him. It says that not all of them didn't talk to him. They were upset that he left like learning and he went into being the Askin. But Mordechai, doiver shalom l'chol zari. Any person Mordechai met on the street, shalom aleichem, smachsta, how you doing? Mordechai didn't carry any baggage. He said hello to everybody.
Someone carried baggage.
Right? That's the aside. So I saw in a sefer once that there was this guy, real fight with the Gabbai. Wring his neck because the Gabbai gave him Revi. For some people, that's a terrible thing to get Revi. Either Shlishi or Shishi. Some say it much rather get a Haisafa. You don't take Shlishi or Shishi. Not everyone is on Moshe's Madrega. Okay. So
you know what I got last week?
Yeah.
What
Zacher. So you know this person goes over to the Gabbai and he says, in my town where I came from, they gave the biggest Shlamazel Revi. He says, here too. That's why we called you up. So whatever, he's angry at the Gabbai and he was upset or he had a fight with it. He had some kind of fight with his wife, with his husband, with his this, with his that, over something. Okay? And he comes up to Shemayim and they tell him you had this fight. So you're really going straight into Gan Eden, but you have a choice. Either Gehenna or you have to stand in front of everyone and tell them what you did and what you were upset about. So he says, okay. He tried to stand in front of everyone and tell them what he did. He said he was so embarrassed, he'd rather take the Gehenna. Just enough. Leave it. Leave it. So what does it mean? Somebody said before, on Purim we say, Kol ha paishet yad noisalai, which means what? And extends your hand. So it says, even in tefillah, whatever you daven for Hashem, Hashem answers. You know the story of the guy's drowning? And they throw him a life preserver. And
wait for him.
Right? And the guy says, and the rescuer says, Mr. So-and-so, give me your hand. And his wife says, no, don't say give, say take my hand. He doesn't know how to give. Right? Okay. What does it mean, kol paishet yad noisalai? It means get past it. Get past whatever's going on now. We live in a time, sooner or later, we're all going to be asked to get on the bus and get on the bus quickly. It's not going to make a difference whatever you were insulted and you were hurt. Move on. Get on and move on with your life. So, kol paishet yad, if you can extend your hand and think about what's coming, you know what? I got to change. So, nice and nice. So, I heard this, that there's a Yid, I think he lives in Square, his name is Rabbi Fischel, tzaddik of a Yid, and he came up with this idea that everyone should ask Mechila from each other at the same time on Purim. 5:45. I don't know why he picked 5:45.
I'm sorry, Rabbi.
Very monthly?
What's the matter?
I'm sorry, Rabbi.
Oh, sorry, it's not 5:45.
I'm starting off.
5:45.
It's okay, it's almost.
5:45.
Right now it's 1:51.
I'm Zrizin Magdima.
Right. But the idea is, just think about it for a moment, right? Wow. So here's a Tifa Maisa. Somebody once came to the Belzerov and he said, listen, I have to marry off my daughter now. I still have a little money, not enough. The next daughter, I'll have nothing. Should I go to America now or later? I probably won't be able to go twice. So the Rebbe told him, go now. He said, but now I don't need it as much. So the Belzerov said, most people are not zeicha to give money to someone that really needs it. So if you go now and you don't really need it, could be you'll get more. There's a time now where so many thousands of Yidden really need. They're left with the shirts on their back, right? Everyone is an ani hagen today.
I'm only this year.
So somebody once came to the Ostrovtza. Ostrovtza was a big gun, and he said to my brother doesn't want to give me a thing, and I have to marry your daughter, and I'm in big trouble. I need 400, whatever, ruble, or 400 ruble.
Like
ruble doesn't, 2 pennies, whatever, 400, whatever. So he says, can you go to my brother, please? My brother's very rich. He says, your brother's going to listen to me? No. Tell my brother I need 4,000. And then he'll be masking to give me 400. So the Ostrovtza said, I don't go with Sheker. I don't work with Sheker, but I'll go to your brother. So he goes to the brother and says, your brother needs 400. He goes, what do you want from me? Your brother needs Rebsarcha al Tesalim. If I had 400, I would give him, okay? If I had 400 to spare, I would give him. So the Ostrovtza said to him, okay, so tell me, if I had 400, I would give him. Say it again. I promise you, if I would have 400, I would give him. Say it again. I promise you, if I would have... Say it again. If I have 400, I would give him. Finally he said, okay, here it is. He said it so many times, if I have 400, I would give him, that he couldn't get away from the MS, right? You have to get away to who we are. Just a reality of who we are. Purim is not so complicated. What are the four basic mitzvahs of Purim?
Drink.
Yeah, yes.
Also,
Megillah.
Megillah.
Suda's Purim, which includes drinking.
Oh, okay.
The real chiyuv is only by the Suda. This is just, what you're seeing now is just the hachana to the mitzvah, Rabbi say, yes. And then Matanas Lav Yonim and Shleich Manas.
Some people say the achona is bigger than the mitzvah.
Right.
30
Yes.
Just keep on
4. 30 days before, right? Preparing for it. It's all hachana to the Yom Tov. So this guy hired someone to watch his donkey overnight. And he comes out to see if everything is okay, and the guy's singing to the donkey. He says, just watch it. No, you have to relax the donkey. Comes out a few minutes later, he's cleaning the donkey's ears. So do me a favor, just comes out a few minutes later, the guy's sleeping away, the donkey's gone. He goes, oh, I don't know how that happens. I didn't ask you to sing to the donkey. I didn't ask you to clean his ears. I asked you to watch it. Mm-hmm. Hashem says, I'm not asking you to do things. I'm asking you to just believe that you're here for a limited amount of time. Believe it doesn't make a difference what kind of a rut you're in, you can turn it around. Stop using your anger at people as an excuse for you not being who you are. Just get your act together and pick up the pieces and move back. And that's all. That's who we are. So I said this Monday night, I'm going to repeat it quickly. And we'll close with that. The Galach has a debate, orders a debate. And if the Yidden lose the debate, they have to pack out of town. So along comes...
It's just debate. I mean, you'll try
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
them.
So they don't know what to do. So they decided they're going to send Mechel. Anyone here named Mechel? If anyone out there is named Mechel, I don't mean you. Mechel is the biggest klutz in town. He was fired as the water carrier, fired as the shul shamus, fired as everything else. And they send Mechel. If the Galach wins, he beat Mechel. Come on. Doesn't prove anything. If Mechel wins, so they go and the Galach says it's going to be quiet. Okay? It's going to be like a pantomime. Only deep thinking people will understand. And the Galach stares down Mechel, and Mechel is staring him down, And finally the Galach begins, round 1. And the Galach shows him 2 fingers. And Mechel shows back 1 finger. The Galach sets back. The Galach thinks for a moment, and he shows him his hand. And Mechel shows him a fist. Galach's getting nervous. Then the Galach goes and takes out a sword. Mechel goes, no. And finally, the last piece, the Galach goes and takes out a loaf of bread. And Mechel takes out a hamatash. And the Galach says, I lost. You lost? What do you mean you lost? So he says, you don't understand the profound meaning of this. So they asked the monks, the king, what was the profound meaning? He says, I went like this to show, there's shtei reshuyos, there's more than one God. Mechel says, no, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. And then I went and I told Mechel, you're scattered over the globe. God forgot about you. And Mechel showed me a fist to show Mekabetz Nitchei Ama Yisrael. And then I took out a sword. I said, what about the fact that you kill children to put blood on your matzahs? And Mechel shows me, you don't know the Aseret Sedibris. It says, you're not allowed to kill. You know that's a lie. Then I took out the bread. And I said, he used to have the lechem upon him in the Beis HaMikdash that stayed warm. That was a sign of love. You don't have that anymore. And Mechel takes out the hamatash and say, even in Galus, Shem cares for us. I can't. So they go over to Mechel. Mechel's sitting off to the side. He doesn't hear anything. Mechel, what was this debate about? He goes, I don't know. So what happened? He goes, well, first the Galach starts out and he goes, I have 2 points. I said, no, you don't. 1 point per serve. And then he goes like this. He's going to slap me. I say, you slap me, I punch you. And then he takes out his sword. He takes out his sword. I said, well, I give up. I'm not fighting a sword. Then in the middle, he takes out his lunch. He took out his lunch. I got my snack. That's it. So everyone's trying to analyze, Putin and the Russians and the West, and it's going to lead to World War II, and there's all the Russia, and what effect it has in the world economy, and on inflation, and blah, 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 Trump and Biden, the whole... the Eibush is laughing at us. We're Mechel. You don't have a clue what's going on, okay? We know one thing. The world is not going to stay the way it is. And basically, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying, grab your bag and go for it. Grab your bag. Grab your bag and put in what you can and understand that there's a future. And stop getting bogged down with the past. So Ram Gamliel, I know I finished already 101s. Ram Gamliel, he said his father was once walking Purim, this shikar came over to him, like roaring drunk, and pushed him down. He's laying on the floor, and no one noticed him. That like 5-10 minutes later, someone helped him up. He said, what were you laying on the floor? What were you saying? He said, I figured it was a good time to chazal some Mishnayos Balpeh. I'm here. I'm down. I'm getting up. Rabbi say, it's time to grab your bag and leave. What seichel we have, what to put in the bag, that depends on us now. A freilich chazisa Purim.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.